Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Seeds of Synergy podcast. It is my pleasure to bring you the inaugural conversation with Gaëlle from France. Gaëlle is a very good friend of mine that I met traveling in Nusa Lembongan, Indonesia. She is a very, very kind, caring, and spiritually in tuned person. And I ask, when listening to this podcast, you approach it with a lens of open mindedness and curiosity. Some of the things that are discussed might be a little bit against the grain, but take from it what you will. Some of it might be useful, all of it might be useless. It depends what you're interested in and what you take away from it. But enjoy, and thank you for tuning in. Perfect. All right. Well, I'm joined today with Gaëlle from France. Lovely to be with you.
It's lovely to be here too.
How have your travels been so far? You've come from France and have spent the last 2 weeks in Bali, Indonesia. How have you found that?
Even 3 weeks, I would say. So I've been in a month in Bali. I've traveled around Bali. I went to the islands Gili Travangan, Lombok, and I'm right now on Nusa Lembongan.
Okay. Yeah. What would you say has been the hardest thing that you've experienced on this trip?
On this trip, actually, I had 2 days where I had many problems. So I had phone stolen and cash stolen as well. And I actually think that if we can hop on the theme already, that it was really because I was not listening anymore to my intuitions and to the signs that life would give me. For like 2 weeks, no meditation, just not on the right path with big brackets, I would say.
Yeah.
So I was not listening, and that was like a callback for me, a big callback to get back into meditation and back into like the right path, I would say.
Yeah. What does meditation normally look like for you, and how does that help when things seem to not be going your way to help you focus, ground yourself, and come back?
So meditation helps me a lot. It's helped me actually since I started at high school. So I was pretty young, but because I had nervous tic problems.
What sort of nervous tic problems?
So my eyes would roll, my nose would turn as well, my hands would make all the time movements, and I would regularly cough as well. I remember some friends of mine were in class and they counted how many times I would cough in 5 minutes, and they say you've coughed like 56 times in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And that was really nervous. So nervous and overthinking. And meditation has helped me so much calm my thoughts down, because I don't think it was the stress. It was really like too many thoughts and too many exterior, I would say, outside, how do you say, like
background noise,
capturing too many outside stimulation.
Stimulus, yep.
And that was really overwhelming for me. So I got into meditation, and that was the only thing, with sport as well, that would help me calm my tics. And I actually haven't got any more thanks to meditation and sport. So that's where it all started for me, in that meditation path. And now I really enjoy doing what I call the 5 sense meditation, which is, so you can do it sat down or laid down, how you prefer, and you go focusing one by one on each one of your senses. So I generally start by, what do I hear around me? So you don't analyze anything. You don't say, okay, this is a car, this is a truck, this is a ventilator, I don't know, this is a wind. No, you just listen to the close noises around you. Then you listen to the further noises around you. And then you englobe all of the different sounds and noises you can hear around you. And after I focus on what do I feel, so my body, the weight of my body sat down, the weight of my hands on my knees if I'm sat in meditation position, what is touching my skin, what is touching any parts of my body. After I go for the smells, what can I smell? What can I feel? The air coming in my nose is fresher than the air that comes out, and I focus on that. And I focus also after on the taste. What do I taste? even if we can think, yeah, but you don't taste anything because you're not eating, but you do. You have different, even if you have nothing in your mouth, you can taste different textures and taste. Yeah. So you can also do, but I would start always by only 4 senses because I prefer closing my eyes because I think focus will always be better when you have eyes closed. But you can also, after, with eyes closed, just see the darkness in front of your eyes. And from time to time and more, you can have pictures coming. And that's what I call intuition and messages that can come through you by meditation. Because once you've calmed your mind, it leaves some space for intuition and messages from invisible life, I would say. And that's only that way that you can have them. So that's meditation, yeah, I enjoy a lot.
Yeah,
That's
and
been good for me.
you mentioned sport as well as a really good form of meditation. And
Yes, definitely. Because if you want to get out your head, you have to get back in your body. If you want to get out of your thoughts, if you have too many thoughts, you have to get back in your senses. And that's also called grounded. And you can ground a lot by doing sports and getting back in your body and feeling your body, like in different sports. You have less thoughts when you do sports. And that's very good. It is a good balance. I think if you have too many thoughts, it's also, of course, stress relieful. It's
because you studied sports science back in France, and that was really, really a big part of your big participation in sports through high school and then university as well.
It was. And it was a super, and it always has been a super balance for me, sports. I think maybe some people are looking to be happier, to have better health and better balance. And I think it's based on your physique, your spirits, and your soul. And these are the 3 things, if you really want to be healthy, that you have to work on. So your physique is the first one you have to work on, because so I don't know how much people will be open on this subject, but I really think that we came here to have a terrestrial experience, so that our soul comes in this body to have this experience on this earth. So it's really important, first of all, to take care of our body, because we're living in this body, in this life. So good eating, doing sports, that's are like 2 big main things that are good to do to stay healthy. The first things would be physical, good food, and good sport.
I'd also tie in there good sleep as well.
Of course,
Resting and
definitely.
recovering. Yeah.
Sleep is so important as well. When you sleep, your body regenerates. It cleans as well. It eliminates many toxins that you've accumulated in the day. So sleeping is one of the most important as well if you want to be healthy and energetical as well.
So physique, and then
So you have physique, and you have spirit or mind, mental health. So that's trying to not have too many thoughts all the time, too much stress, too much overwork, mind overwork. And through that, meditation can help a lot for that. And also, I would link to that emotions, because some people can be very blocked in life because of too many emotions they accumulate inside them, and they block emotion inside. They keep them inside. And I think society has been an impact on people with that, but especially on men, because men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't show emotion, even more in UK country, I must say, because my dad's from UK, so I can see a lot of men being really stoic and not showing emotions. And I think that sooner or later can develop sicknesses on people, because you just keep everything in, and your body has to get it out in one way, and it will show you. Your body will always show you if you're doing the wrong things, I would say, or in the wrong path, or if it's not good for the body. For example, stress can create ulcers. People that keep anger all the time in them, they could have liver problems. So it's very important. And I would say also to people that meditate, never meditate if you're really angry just before. If you're extremely angry, don't sit down and try meditating. It will be so hard for you. You have to relieve it first. So scream in your car, scream in a pillow, go kickboxing, something, do sport before to relieve that anger.
Yep.
Because the meditation won't be good if you just try it just after being super angry, and you won't manage really to get into it. So relieve first of all the emotion and after get into meditation. And I can't remember how we hopped on that subject. I'm so sorry.
We're on the mind at the moment. So
Yes.
I know you practice reflexology, and is that a means by which a lot of people are able to, through pressure points, you were saying,
Yes.
relieve a lot of built up stress and emotion?
Definitely. I think you have energies that flow in your body through what we call meridians.
Yep.
So that came a lot from China, India as well. Really, really old medicine. So meridians, so energy, vital energy flows
Yep.
through your body in meridians, and having different pressure points or pressuring on different points under your feet helps to make those energies flow again, because they can be blocks in different parts of your body. It can be blocked on one organ, it can be blocked in your arms, on one member. I don't know if member is the right name. It's a French name.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, energies can be blocked, and by pressuring, it flows again, and I get super results with stress problems, sleeping problems, and also digestive problems. Those are the three main where I get really good results in people.
That's amazing. So you find there's a very strong correlation between gut health, physical health, sleep, and emotions that people are holding on.
Definitely.
Reflexology is a really good practice to find those pressure points and help release whatever tension or emotion is being held on to.
Totally. Because I think emotion materializes in your body as well by a blockage of energy somewhere. It can also, often emotions, we say they're blocked in the plexus, here in the plexus. And so reflexology for any emotion blocked could be really good for people.
Wow. So we've done physique, we've done the spiritual and the mind, and then the last one was soul.
The last one, so is more spiritual, is soul. I think we all come on this earth to experience and to evolve, to grow. We all have something to do here. We're not here by, I don't know, hasard. I don't know how you say the word in English. But just, I mean, we're here to evolve, and we all have like a mission of life, big brackets, mission of life, of course. And I think if you're out of this mission, I would say, and you're not evolving, that your soul is not evolving, you're going to get callbacks, and many, many callbacks to get back on your track. Because each time you get callbacks in your life, it's because you're not anymore in the right path. The right path is the one that you're in joy. It's full of love. You're happy. You feel well. And when you're not in that path, to come back just to soul, it means being in your path, being who you are, and showing to everybody who you really are inside, and being in your life mission. And that, I think, is really important, because some people could have like burnouts. I think about many burnouts because they're not at all in their life path, not at all. They do a job they hate. They go to work. They hate their job. They hate, I don't know, maybe the person with who they are. They're always extremely tired. They come back from work. They sit in front of TV, and they're not at all in their life path. They're not loving what they're doing, and they don't have any joy of that. So they will have callbacks, and I think one of the main callbacks for those people is burnout.
Burnout.
Yeah.
How would you recommend, from your experience, listening to that callback and actually attributing that to not being on the right path? And to caveat that, how have you found getting back on the right path? What's your method for realizing, oh no, okay, I'm really not doing what I should be doing, or I'm not where I should be? How do you sidestep to get back into your path?
The first thing is when you're not in joy anymore and everything is unfluid. I don't know the word. Like when there's no fluidity.
Yeah.
There must be a word in English.
There must be. I can't think of it at the moment. But
okay. But when there's no fluidity in life, everything blocks. Like you try, for example, to take, I don't know, by traveling. I had this experience once. So I was in Thailand, and each people, I was not listening to signs. Each people I would meet, they would say, oh, we're going to, so there's a place in Thailand called Pai. And everybody would say, oh, we're going to Pai. And I was thinking, why is everybody going to Pai? This is a small place. There's nothing to do. I want to go south, definitely. I don't understand where everybody's going over there. And the day after, so 3 days in a row, people I met, everybody would tell me, well, we're off to Pai. It's a great place. It's amazing. Okay. And I was trying to take a flight to south then, and everything was blocking. So first of all, like, I couldn't get Wi-Fi. After once I got Wi-Fi, I didn't manage to book the plane twice. I had to go back on the website. It was such a hassle. And when I booked it, I remember I forgot to put my luggage in. And it was written Barcelona. So I thought to book a flight for Barcelona. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And it was so my flight was on the 25th at 4 a.m. And finally I think, okay, it's going to be okay. I got the flight. It was quite weird that it was so blocking, but well. And I actually ended up missing that flight. And I found out that that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I went to Pai and I had so many spiritual experience over there, so good meditation. And I loved it so much. I wanted to have like a second house over there. And that's where I think there's signs in life. Of course, it's not good, and beware, I would say, to see signs everywhere. It's not because you see, as I was saying, a fish pass that you have to, or I don't know, a turtle passing. I have no idea, or just wind that you think, okay, I have to go kite surfing. Or signs are not everywhere. It's not good to get paranoid
or really skeptical about everything.
Yeah, exactly. That is not good. A sign, you can define a sign by really what you feel. Like when you have the sign, you feel, yes, it's right. It just feels strong for you. It's okay. Oh, it's that. Yes, of course it's that. It feels really like it's a feeling. You have to have the feeling. You have to have the feeling with the sign. Otherwise, anything can be a sign, and that's not. I don't think that's good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But as I say, just to recap, if a lot is blocking in your life and it's not fluid, is that something better is waiting for you. Something better is waiting for you. Yeah, you can maybe not see it. You think, no, that's the best for me. I was definitely sure going south was the best for me, but I couldn't see that better was waiting for me. And that's a form of trust in life. And I would also say, I don't know how open other people, but a trust in your guides, if you have this belief or not.
Would you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Of course, because I've been a lot into that for those last years. I'm only 23, but I think age is not a problem at all. Because as I was saying, our soul came here to have a terrestrial experience, and your soul can have many lives before, many experience. So someone that's 20 can have more knowledge already in them than someone that's 60. Age doesn't mean anything, honestly.
I think a lot of people would argue age in terms of experience and lived experience is sort of big factor in worldly knowledge and worldly presence. And I definitely can see that. I've met a lot of people, younger and older, that have got all across the spectrum, different perspectives on life, are more open-minded, have seemed as if they've been around for longer than what they might have done, or vice versa. People that might be a bit older that seem to maybe not have as many or as open of a mind for a lot of different things that they approach in life.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think age is not a barrier for people, and that, as I say, you can be very into spirituality even young. You were saying just before, I just forgot, there was one question.
We were talking about the guides.
Oh, sorry, of course.
No, that's all right.
So I'll tell my story how all this starts. It'll be easier. So for me, all this guide story started 4 or 5 years ago, I'll say. And with a lady down my road that lived down my road, and she started to talk about guardian angels to me. And I thought that was really childish. I was really thinking, oh, that's a bit, yeah, it's a bit of a childish thing. It's, guardian angel, it's for kids, it doesn't exist. And if it would exist, I mean, we'd have known about it way before.
And when you say guardian angel, do you mean a spiritual being that
Yes,
protects and overlooks and watches
yes,
out for you
totally,
throughout your life?
totally. And she said, oh, well, your guardian angel is Archangel Michael. And I was like, who's that? She said, oh, well, you look on internet. I had like a quick look on internet and I was like, yeah, okay, that is childish and I don't think about that. That can't be possible. And 4 months later, I go on this course, energetic course, where the guy, so that was in France, back to France in Bordeaux, and this guy connects, he said, I'm now going to connect everybody to their guardian angel and they will come in front of all of you. And I was still so skeptic about this, but I did feel something in front of me. I would say it was quite tall, about 2 meters, but I didn't see anything. So I thought, yeah, no, okay, that's not much. And we debrief at the end of that session and I say, well, I'm not sure it really exists. I mean, I don't trust that. It's not, I didn't feel much. So I'm just sharing what I felt in the session on the course. And then at the end of this course, just after, so we did a circle and we all hold hands. And that's when my mind just let go because I thought, this is the end. And I just let go of everything. So I was not thinking anymore about trying to see things or trying to have sensation or trying to have feeling about. And I just let go. And suddenly it was just huge for me. It was so strong. I had this energy coming from my hip and went straight to my head. And it was so strong. I had to like open eyes and open my mouth in front of everybody. It was so strong. It felt so good. But I was a bit scared as well because I couldn't control it. But it felt so amazing. And coming back to guardian angels, so at the end of that session, I asked this guy that has no touch with the lady I knew before, no contact, they don't speak together. And I said, who's my guardian angel? And he just go, well, Archangel Michael. Oh, I was like, okay. I was like, who is that guy? And let's just look on internet. So I had to look again on internet and check who he was.
Archangel Michael.
Archangel Michael, yes. Okay. So I get back in my car like a day after and I'm thinking, oh my God, like, is this real? Is this existing? So I connect to my guardian angel and I say, well, just give me a sign, like if you really exist, or am I talking to no one and being crazy and starting to get crazy? And I'm driving this car on the straight road and I look on the left and there's written in big letters, Michael Desprez. So that was like a garage, not famous at all in France. And Michael, like huge written. And I was like, oh, wow, that is maybe a sign, sorry, that is maybe, I was so doubtful at the time, so doubtful, really, like many times. And I had many more signs on Archangel Michael. So now I don't doubt anymore about that. And it's been helping through all my life now. The rest of my life has been so much helpful for me. Well, since starting 4 years ago till now. And of course, it hasn't got to be like I think guardian angels it can be a person, it can be an angel, it can be a saint, it can be an animal. I really think it depends also in which culture you've grown up. So I was raised as a Christian, even if I let down that religion because it was too full of dogma for me. So maybe that's why I have an archangel Michael, because I was growing up and so I have this knowledge. But it's just maybe the same for many peoples, and someone will call it Shiva in Hindu, someone will call it just like a blue light. It depends. It's just an energy, I would say, and we give a term or a word on it or a name because it's easier for us to
comprehend.
Yeah, to comprehend and to link. It's easier for us to link with a guide when we have the name. It feels nicer for everybody, just to know, okay, it's Archangel Raphael, or it's a bear, or it's any kind of animal. It feels easier, to link.
And what I wanted to ask, is it possible for many different people to have the same name or the same potential
Yes.
spirit as their guardian angel?
Totally. It's
Right.
not because I have Archangel Michael as a guardian angel that no one else has it. Of course. I don't know how it works. I wouldn't know how to explain that. And I'm not even sure our human brains could understand that. But they have a range of expanded, I would say. They can be in several places in the same time.
Yep.
This energy can be in several places. It can be with many, many people, this energy. And I think your guardian angel depends also on your life mission. Just as an example, if they are healers, many people that heals, they have Archangel Raphael. That's like the archangel of healing and helping people. They have him. That was just as an example,
Yep.
of course.
And your guardian angel, is that with you from birth until death, or is there a potential for a new guardian angel depending on different stages of life that you're in?
I think it can change, yes. If you evolve, it can change. It wouldn't change more, maybe. I don't want to put limitation here, but it's not often that it change.
Right.
Maybe 3 times in your life, and it's really big evolution, and it changed because you're experiencing something else. So another angel, another saint would be more in link to have that experience. I don't know if you see what I mean.
No, as in that next chapter or that next evolutionary spiritual step that you've taken requires a different form of guidance and a different form of protection.
Exactly. And I think we don't only have a guardian angel, we have many guides around us. Everybody has them. It's just they're always close of us, but we're not close of them because many people are just asleep and not waking up on their intuition and on their senses. They're just in their mental. And if you're all the time in your mental, you can't have link with invisible life, with your guides. It's not possible. It's as if they stretch out their hand towards you. You were facing back from them. You turn their back and you're like, I don't understand. Like, I don't have any signs. There's nothing happening. They don't exist. This is not possible. But you just have to turn around and stretch your hand out to be connected with them. And this is just an image because you're maybe thinking, yeah, but how do we do that in real life?
Yes.
The first step would be praying. Praying, not like mental prayers that exist in religion, like I would say in France, it's like Je vous salue Marie, pleine de grâce, le Seigneur soit avec vous. That is, you don't need those. Praying is just putting an intention out, asking for something just with your heart, not with your mental, saying, please, could you show I need help? I just need help, please help me. And that, in terms of frequency, it hires up your frequency. So you have better connection with them if you pray. Praying and meditation, of course. As I was saying, if you have many thoughts in mind, like going round and round and round again, it doesn't give them space to be able to come, and you can't listen to them because you have so many thoughts. Your mental is like round and round and round. So 2 things, meditation and praying.
And both of those act as a means to raise your frequency and your energy so that you bridge that gap between your spirits and your current state.
Definitely. And talking about gap, I think this gap is getting smaller and smaller between guides and evolved being and us, because the energy of this earth is raising more and more. And as it raises, we're obliged to open our consciousness. We're going to be forced to open to those energies, and we're getting higher and higher. So we're getting closer to them. And I really think I had many messages in November 2024. The strongest message I had is we're changing paradigm, changement de paradigme in French.
Paradigm shift.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels really, really positive, the years that are coming, really in light, I would say. That's the words that will come in, a lot of light. But I think it's going to divide. So people that are opening on invisible, on intuition, on guides, they're going to grow more and more, evolve more and more. We're going to be able to see more, intuit more, and listen more to our hearts. But feel more connection. Sure, of course, definitely. But the people that are still asleep, I would say, so asleep means not at all open on energies, having a life they hate, not understanding the laws of this earth, they actually, if they will definitely have callbacks again and again, but I think there will be a lot of dead people,
Yeah.
a lot of people dying the years coming. And that's not something bad that we have to judge, like, oh my God, that's going to be, I don't want to scare anybody, like everybody's going to die because there's so many people not woken. Think about it as on a spiritual level. It's just the body that's staying on this earth and degrading. When you die, it's just your body that degrades, and stay on earth. But their soul will just evolve and maybe come back on earth to live again or go somewhere else. So death is just a transformation of an energy to another one.
Yep.
It's just a change of form. That's what I mean.
I think that's actually a really interesting notion, because that complements a lot of the Hinduist and Buddhist teachings, and in the Wheel of Samsara, how it's not impossible to escape, but a lot of the life through reincarnation does go through a process of birth, life, death, and then rebirth. And as you experience more and more terrestrial lives on this earth, you gain more experience and you gain more wisdom and knowledge that you then do evolve in a sense. In terms of how people can be more open-minded, I know that it's definitely something that I've been working on, and it's paying off so much, because I meet the likes of yourself and so many other beautiful people that have got really good intention and are so optimistic about the future, and also very focused on their own path and how they can be the best version of themselves. For people that might be a bit skeptic or asleep currently, how would you posit that they should approach with an open mind? Because it can be quite hard, especially when so much of your thoughts and actions and ways that you've gone about life are based on societal pressures or based on all these external things that do cloud your judgment and fill you with emotions that don't necessarily serve you.
How to cope with all that.
Yeah.
I would like to say that, first of all, everything in society has been made that so we are cut off our intuition, cut off of our senses. So everything is just mental, from school to work to just through your whole life. If I would have an advice to give to those people that are still, I would say, asleep, is one of it is to get far of TV. It seems maybe weird, but in television, they have a lot of subliminal messages in the TV, throughout ads, even throughout talk shows. You think that your conscience doesn't see anything and it's perfectly fine, but what you see is memorized in your inconscious somewhere, and that impacts a lot your life, even more than you think. So the first thing would be get far from TV for as much as you can and get back to nature. Go to the forest if you have a close forest, go to the sea if the sea is closer to the mountain, breathe outside, walk barefoot even, that's an excellent way to ground.
Yep.
Because if you really want to be able to be in touch with invisible life, I call it, the first thing to do is to ground, really ground. So walk barefoot, as I say, meditate, and after you'll be more and more open to invisible life, of course. If you trust, or if you want to try, I would say more like that. If you want to try to see, because maybe you're still skeptical about guides and invisible life, but if you want to try that out, just take 5 minutes for yourself. Maybe put a nice music on, breathe in, breathe out, and ask with your heart deeply, like, could you show me? Could you give me signs? Could you help me? Show me the right way to be happier, to be better in life. And I promise you, you will get for sure.
And it might not be something that comes instantly, but with practice and with remained intention and optimism,
yes,
it will eventually find you, because they are trying to get in contact
with you. Of course, they're definitely trying.
Yeah.
And don't wait for anything. Don't wait for, okay, they're going to come by giving me a lot of money. No, they can come so many ways. It can be someone talking to you. It can be something that catches your attention on the radio, like just one sentence. It could be, yes, a music. It could be something you see in the street that really, something that captures your attention so hard that you think, whoa, that's, and you feel it.
Evokes emotion.
It evokes something. Oh, that's right. That's a sign. And if you still doubt, as I've been doubted so much, I ask so many signs, just ask again and again, and they will continue giving them. So, yeah.
That is amazing. And what a beautiful message in terms of having that security and confidence to know that there are other things other than just yourself looking after you and protecting you in this life. Gaëlle, thank you so much for your time today. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
It was an absolute pleasure too. Thanks
a
lot.
Safe travels back to France.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope there was something valuable you could take away from that conversation, or a seed that was planted in your garden. Gaëlle and I talked about awareness, presence, and the importance of your intuition, especially in times where a difficult decision needs to be made, or you're feeling stuck and you're getting lots of callbacks. A good method that she recommended was the 5-sense meditation technique. This allows you to get out of your head, get back into your body, and touch with your intuition, and allow yourself to be present. I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering why I chose to start the first conversation on the Seeds of Synergy podcast with one about spirituality. And the truth behind that matter is, I'm of the firm belief that human beings are so much more than just a mind and a body. We are spiritual beings with a soul that extends and connects us to everyone and everything in this world. What our belief systems are, what we choose to have faith in, becomes manifest and becomes a big part of our identity and the reality with which we live. Whether it is Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, or Buddhism that you believe in, or whether you're an atheist, having belief or faith in something greater than yourself, a power, a divine being greater than yourself, provides you with some form of comfort, protection, and potentially even aspirational goals, a set of values, morals, and ethics with which to look to and hope and try to emulate. We're all humans at the end of the day, so no one's going to be perfect, but it's a journey. And to be honest, the spiritual journey for me of late has been one of immense growth and immense realization. So I just hope that whoever listened to this episode today listens to it with an open mind and considers the possibility that there might be something out there, an energy, a vibration, a frequency that's a little bit higher than what we can see and observe. But just to have faith that it exists, to believe that it exists, to ask for signs, to ask for support, you'll be amazed with what you find out. Thank you, and have a great day.